on the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to do what we have to do. We just have to recap what happened to Senzo before Senzo's case. Not to Senzo, we know. I think we have an idea what happened to Senzo now. The Senzo's case. Now, what happened before there was this long break of flu and whatsoever that was happening in that court? I think the coaching is done, if you ask me.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, we are going to go straight to what happened. Emily, greetings to everyone. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We still take membership. We do, with all the respect that we have for you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're slowly working our way back to our normal routine.
Yes.
Yes. So, guys, yes, the show must go on. Life must go on. And yes, we know today, most probably today, by the time that you guys see us, the case is continuing. It's continuing. We were left hanging with Miss Vythilingam, feeling sick.
Yeah.
And she needed to have that cough checked out. It became quite severe. So the proceedings had to stop. But before they could stop, let me quickly run over what had happened on that day. And hopefully there's a few things to discuss. If you're new to the channel, this is Mzansi Reality. For the time period now, we are covering the Senzo Meyiwa trial. And we hope that you guys enjoy the delivery that we are unpacking here and the analysis that we're doing every day on the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
Yes.
So we go live every day after the proceedings, but today just happens that we couldn't go live on that day that these events took place.
Yes.
So now it's a bit of a catch-up session and a warm-up, because tomorrow the proceedings might continue depending on how Miss Vythilingam feels. And also, maybe they may bring in new witnesses if she fails to continue.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we do expect they should have done that long time ago.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it was not done. She's sick, but this flu normally takes an average of 3 days for you to feel a bit better. I think she's got enough time now. I was expecting her on Monday.
I wouldn't say that. In my case, it did not take 3 days.
She's got oh, come on. She probably has medical aid and everything ready for her. So I'm saying that considering the fact that there are many other ways of skinning the cat. I expect her to be fine. Actually, I expected her to be fine by today.
Okay, but they asked for it to be moved to Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
a
how
lot
they
was
move.
happening. But before everything else, the Vodacom forensic supervisor, Pinky Vythilingam, says that she feels a bit better and she was able to continue. Advocate Ronnie Sibanda told the court that Tulani Mgomezulu was running a bit late. And the judge said that it's not procedural to continue without him present. Okay, Mgomezulu eventually arrived, but as they were waiting for him, quite interesting proceedings took place. I mean, the judge was saying that it's not procedural for them to continue without Mgomezulu. And I also got that hint that perhaps he's preparing for the case might go for appeal, you know. He put it in there, he slid it in there that when they make an appeal, the client will come and say that this judge continued with the case in the absence of my counsel. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know what, he's crossing all the T's for the appeal. He's covering the appeal process so that there's not extreme wrongdoings on his part. It felt like that. I don't know. I was like, why would you bring it up?
For me, there are many wrongs already. Enough wrongs. You can't correct what you have done, in my own opinion, with these small ticks. You need a lot more. I mean, this case, in my opinion, hasn't been fair for the accused from the word go. So what you are doing now, I mean, honestly speaking, if we had the review that was fair, I don't think he would come back.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he would come back from that review. When you look at what happened, what has been happening, I don't think there's a chance for him to come back if those people are not biased.
With currently what's happening, guys, all hope is lost on my
Look, we can lose hope. We can do whatever.
I'm losing hope.
The fact of the matter is we are just looking at these laws, and if you look at this with a certain hope, that's a problem. You just have to look for study. I mean, we want to see what our laws are. Is there any other way around from this mess that we're seeing here? This is, in my opinion, this is the biggest mess. Maybe behind Bester. Yeah, we are probably watching the most important literature when it comes to law unfolding. So I'm not expecting anything positive.
Well, he also had complaints. He first started by asking who was a member of the BLA, Black Lawyers Association. He asked Mnisi if he's a part of it, and Mnisi said no, but Ramosipele is. And he said that he was told that the Black Lawyers Association are having an event and a function, and they didn't invite him, and he's the one who was there writing the constitution and forming the BLA many odd years ago. And now they do not recognize him as a veteran.
Not wanting to associate with him is not a bad thing either, in my opinion. There are many veterans that have been excluded by some parties also in politics. It's not the start. I mean, if you have deviated from what you started, then people have a right to exclude you, in my opinion. If they feel that you are not representing them anymore, why should they call you? Yes, you started it, but maybe they feel they're not in line with who you are now. So should they call you just because you're a veteran? Have you done any effort also to associate yourself with? Recently, you were sort of squared with them about whatever remarks that you made. Maybe they felt they needed to disassociate with you, move away from you.
I think it hurt him that a colleague, PJP Mojapelo, he said he was meeting with him there where they work, and he came across him and asked him, "Are you not invited to the BLA? They're having a gala dinner." And he's like, "No, I did not get any."
Yeah, maybe they haven't forgave you for the remarks.
Considering the remarks. Yeah. I remember they wrote a letter to him to say, "Come."
Which he undermined by saying
he said,
in my opinion,
he's not allowed to discuss the case, which is understandable. But
so why now does
anything else beyond that, he could have reached out beyond that. He doesn't have to discuss the case with BLA, but just to engage.
Now maybe they didn't invite him because he's still dealing with the case.
He was cold. He was cold in how he handled the whole situation when they merely just wanted to educate him on the fact that that statement he made was
uncalled for.
It was not nice. And considering that he has this big history with BLA, one would have expected him to not look at things in that manner, you know? To not look at things in the way that he was looking at them, to say that lawyers of color have tendencies. You can't be making such statements. No.
You shouldn't be making such statement.
No. Yeah, so maybe they felt some type of way. Maybe they no longer feel that you represent the association like that.
Yes.
So yeah, that's pretty much a gist of what happened there. But then he came back. Although there was another interesting conversation that they had, Nisi said that there was a judgment written in Xhosa, because the judge was talking about how it would be impossible to turn the law into African law.
Why would it be impossible?
He said it's going to be impossible. Maybe he's thinking the amount of text that he studied. He said we are not even writers. People of he's criticizing us again, saying that we don't write. We are not writers. So we still have a long way to go before African law is put into paper and then studied and made the way that the law that is currently in practice is being used. What did you think about that? Because Mnisi made an example of Justice Math. There was a time that she delivered a judgment in Xhosa, I believe. And it was written in Xhosa, and she delivered it in Xhosa. And yeah, what do you think about that?
I think, in my own opinion, he's just a problem. That's why we will never have it, because such people as him, who's supposed to be advocating for it, they are only looking at a negative side. And yet you want to associate yourself with the people that are, in my own opinion, should be, in my opinion, be fighting for customary law. As Africans, should be fighting for African law. And you are making remarks such as that are saying we are not writers. Who writes the judgments? Aren't you, starting with you, aren't you supposed to write those judgments in Vernac if need be? More so like this one, there is no other person. You can use one Vernac and more this thing. Take a lead. Why do you expect other people to take a lead and you are not doing anything? Yet you are standing there and criticizing what is done or what other people are doing. Without action yourself, you also are part of the problem.
Well, there's also an interesting analysis that he gave on the case that he presided over, HP's case when he passed away, and a girlfriend / customary wife. What had happened with HP is that he paid lobola for Lerato Singadi, but they did not live together. And their family now, after he passed away, Lerato came back into the picture and said, you know what, that's my husband and I would like to control how he gets buried and everything else. I want to have a say. And the family took her to court to say that you actually moved out and you did not live with him. They had lots of complaints. So Judge Ratam Khwatleng was the one presiding over the case. The verdict is that Lerato Singadi ended up winning the case. He gave Lerato Singadi a win to say that she is the rightful wife of the deceased.
And that is, in my own opinion, a flaw of this law.
Well, he said in that judgment he brought in Ubuntu. A wife must come home because the family was arguing that Lerato Singadi never came home. Okotiza.
So
performing wifely
payment.
duties.
There was
yes,
just
it was just a
that
transaction that happened. Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You brought Ubuntu njani if Ubuntu was never there from the word go. That person was never umakoti. In that manner that the family wants to explain. How do you defend that by saying you brought Ubuntu?
Well, he said that he used the concept of equality. What is discriminatory of a man is also discriminatory of the women. African law, he said that's another story. And he implemented the law of contract.
That's actually why West law. If you look at it, there was no African law there. In Africa, we respect women, but we know, in terms of equality, there's no such. We are not saying women are down. No, we respect women. There are positions where women are actually taking a lead, you know, and there are positions where a man is supposed to lead, more so when it comes to a family. A man is supposed to lead. So that is Western law of equality. We cannot shy away from that. So he applied
the 50-50 rule.
Exactly.
What a man is supposed to do, a woman is supposed to do.
And you say that is African law.
Them saying that she did not perform her wifely duties to be a makoti of the family.
The man
was also supposed to do his manly duties of kotizaring in the wives.
Imagine. And you say that's
what is done to the man must also be done to the woman. That's how he came to that conclusion that Lerato Sengadi is the rightful wife.
That was never African law.
Even though they never lived together.
That is never African law. I know that many people are going to come and say, hey,
they're going to fight us,
but the truth of the matter, that is not African law. That is Western.
They never lived together.
That is Western law. So if you said he applied Western law, yes, I would fully concur with him. But if you say you applied African law, no, you did not apply any African law.
In African law, what certifies a marriage? What says these people are married?
In reality,
in customary law.
In reality,
let's leave customary law. Let's say in African culture, traditional cultural marriage.
It varies with cultures. In my tribe, which is Zulu, is the use of a Bible. If inyongo yathelwa nje ila khona sizothi umakoti. And then I don't know what the culture would come also with their side, but really this is where the problem is. You know what these people did? They said if you pay lobola, which is, in my opinion, an sort
engagement.
It's like you are showing intent to marry that person.
You are showing intent.
The show of intent that I want to marry this person, but you have not married this person.
So what they have done is that they have made that intent a marriage.
Yes, they have officialized that.
Yes, so they are saying the reasoning behind it was that many women are abused when the deceased passes on, in terms of you've lived together with this man, they had the intention to marry and they lived with you, but they did not complete lobola. So what ends up happening is that the family now comes in and starts to take everything, kick the women out of the house and everything else, and they are saying this is their son's house or this is their son's things, and now you are found wandering as the woman and you're holding on to the intent to marry. So that's why they changed it.
Let us call a spade a spade.
To make it a 50-50.
Let us call a spade
not even a 50-50, but to make it an official marriage for the protection of the women and the children.
There is no such thing as ukepita as far as our culture is concerned. The fact that I've paid lobola to you, it does not give you the right to leave your father's house and come and stay with me. So all those complaints
it's okay for women to be treated like that.
No, I'm saying to you, if we're going to apply our culture, one, does not permit you to impregnate a woman that you have paid lobola for.
Because they are not your wife yet.
They are not your wife yet. That's why if you did that, you still have to go and pay damages.
Okay.
So when you decide to disobey your parents, you come stay with me, and then you want to claim
No, it's not about disobeying.
No, we are being fair.
Sometimes you are, Luena, the man, you must also take, where's your accountability in that as well? It's not just the woman deciding, oh, I'm going to live where I'm not wanted.
In a correct family, a correct one, when I say a correct one, a real family, even a man would not come with someone's kid there by the gate and say, Loma kotu zohlala like how zokotis. There is no such.
But now the dynamics of life have changed. People are living in flats. People are living away from their homes.
Which is wrong. That's why when you have impregnated each other, they go immediately after that because they did not give you the right to do that. As a man, you should know that too. Do you understand? So there will be no fighting
for another day.
There will be no fighting of if the inherited, if we're following the rules that our forefathers left for us, which is supposed to be called customary law, or which is supposed to be scripted down and create the basis of customary law. So now
I understand how it ended up. The law ended up being done that way.
Well, because
to avoid this whole thing of now children being stranded after their father or their parent, one of their parents passes away, and now they are kicked out of houses and stuff, and they are homeless and things like that because auntie has
So now
come.
we are no longer talking about the customary law. We are talking about modernized.
It's okay. I prefer this version of the modernized.
Yeah, because it supports you.
It assists women
to
not be abused
because
by
it
in-laws.
Supports you. Not until you get a boy yourself, and then a woman comes and say, "I've stayed with this boy for 6 months."
Yes,
and
it's his fault.
Listen,
it's his fault. Why is he moving in and not marrying and doing things properly?
You knew nothing about that. You knew nothing about that.
No, but you cannot not know. If you know that your child is living outside of home, then you know they probably have a girlfriend.
There's no probable. From where we come from, they tell you.
And if you are not interested in finding out who that young lady is, then
why should you find out?
It's your own.
What law allows you to go and find out ingane umuntu ungayikhipele lutho?
But if there was an intention to lobola, it's a whole different ball game. If he proceeded and started the process, it's a whole different ball game.
Yes. If we apply that law, then Emil, if we say this is the case, this person is married by paying whatever that you paid, then that person, according to our African cultures, mostly that person is not supposed to marry again. The very same person, after he took your son's stuff, he goes on to take another family, and he also wants to inherit that, to inherit whatever that is given by that man. So, in our own, let me speak for Zulus. You marry once. There is no
Even
twice.
the men.
There is no twice. A man can take his time. Polygamy is there. It's not.
Can a man marry after the wife has passed on?
Yes. There is polygamy.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not going to get into the conversation of that.
No, that's why even I want to finish this conversation because
it
is one-sided. It suits you when a woman takes. Okay, after taking, can we
men also take?
Wait, can we claim that?
Claim what?
Okay, Emil, you have taken something from us, from our son who passed away, maybe something like that. We admit you are our makoti. Can we please then ask you to come be part of the family?
Be part of the family how?
Umakoti, what happens to umakoti, a widow that his husband?
But how can that happen if you are not done paying?
You see, I'm not now done. Now it's no longer marriage, right?
So you want the person to continue to marry a dead person?
Yes. not continue to marry.
But you failed while you were alive to marry, and now you are forcing this poor child to continue to tie herself into a dead person.
You are arguing that, on the other hand, you are saying a person has the right to take those things as a wife. If one day I decide to cohabit with someone and then I pass away.
No, it's not just cohabit. You had the intention to marry.
I even show the intent to get married.
Yes, you pay lobola.
I do everything. And then, because of that, you are allowed to take my stuffs. And then
she's the wife.
Exactly. Then I'm saying to you, let us complete this thing.
So you would rather marry a person dead than just do it completely while you're still alive?
She's the wife. There's no need then to marry that person. But just do the duties of umakoti that would do if I passed away and we were dating and I showed the intent of paying lobola.
What duties when you were not done paying lobola? So you want this person to moan you, to sit in a mattress and to do all of those things while you were not done?
Exactly.
But you are not done.
Why then take my things if I was not done?
Then why are you residing with another woman, making her your wife while you have no intention of marrying her?
That not unless you are arguing and on a point of, okay, we are selling each other.
It's not selling. You just have to do the right thing. Marry the woman that you are living with. What is so hard about that? Oh my God.
No, but it is. You are taking my stuff because I showed the
It's
intent.
not just your stuff. Her presence there, she contributed. This thing of my stuff is the reason why these in-laws and families come and take advantage. You can't be saying my stuff. No, she also contributed. There's a few cents that she got and she got it out of her pocket and she contributed. But you are treating her like she is just a person who came and sucked you dry.
Emily, the same way the man was contributing to your life in terms of maybe buying you stuff.
So when the man passes away, she must be kicked out of the house into the streets. Is that what you're saying?
In my opinion, yes. If you are not going to accept the duties of being a wife, don't take my thing under the name I'm your wife.
But you are not done marrying the woman.
Wait, don't take my stuff under the disguise of being a wife.
You're gonna cause even more problems in the ancestral realm where now you are claiming that this person is your husband, but they are not done doing the right thing.
Now you see why I'm saying this is not customary law, but it is rather a transaction that is happening.
It's okay like this. Now I prefer it like this.
Can we accept it as a transaction then? It's just a transaction.
It's not a transaction. It's a law that protects women from being taken advantage of.
Thank you very much. It's not marriage, though. It's not.
But it's a necessary law, and I agree with it.
Thank you. But it's not.
The adjustment, I don't mind.
You are not my wife.
At all.
If I was dating you, you are not my wife at the time.
But it's not with Lerato Sinkadi's situation. There was a lobola negotiation happening.
Yes.
It happened.
Imagine taking my things just because there was a letter that I wrote that I intend to pay lobola.
Yeah. It's okay. You had the intention. That intention is a marriage according to the law. And I'm happy with that. In fact, in Zimbabwe, you take another woman, you take another woman's child and you live with them. Automatically, they are your wife. I wish that law can come here into South Africa.
In South Africa. We are just now, as we are arguing about the very same thing, the case of Senzo Meyiwa. Then Kelly was right by refusing with those cars, right?
To an extent, yes. But with Kelly, it's kind of tricky because she got into a marriage. It's not like Senzo was not married. With Kelly's situation, it's tricky because it's bigamy. Now it becomes like bigamy. You can't get married twice in civil marriage.
By refusing with everything.
But you cannot get married twice if you are married in a civil marriage. That's the tricky part.
Was Senzo married?
Yes, she was married to Mandisa.
That was a fiancé. No.
Was she not married in a civil marriage?
No. That was a fiancé.
What do you mean?
Do you remember the
Then why is she calling herself his wife?
Why? The same law that you've just applied now.
What do you mean he was his fiance?
Mandisa is Mandisa.
They never completed getting married.
Mandisa is Mandisa. Keys. Is it
so
Mandisa?
He never finished paying lobola for Mandisa?
He might have finished, but there was no marriage.
No, but if he finished, it's a marriage.
Now,
according to customary law.
Now you see, even with Kaylee, apparently this guy, Tumelo, was here to negotiate.
But there was no such. And if it would have been there...
If you regard the story of...
Okay, if it was customary marriage,
yes.
then it wouldn't have been bigamy.
Exactly. Thank you. So, why are we fighting?
But that thing was not proven. It's Zandi's theory.
No. If Tumelo is saying it and Zandi is saying it, those are witnesses.
But in this case, if you're going to justify what Kelly was doing, taking all of Senzo's stuff, then what was Mandisa supposed to have?
Whatever that Mandisa had at her
but
disposal.
she left. They were fighting and she moved out and Kelly moved in.
Then
so how
Kelly
was that supposed to work?
everything that Senzo had at the time.
No. But Mandisa was the wife.
She left.
But she was the wife.
What wife?
Kandi, who was married here?
No one was married.
Who had lobola paid for them?
Someone paid lobola. No one was married.
I understand you're trying to twist this to your
I'm
advantage.
not.
But it's fine. Let's move on.
Emil, I'm not.
You're trying to twist this to make it suit you and what you want to portray.
No.
I am for this law. Let's move on. But you are not. I am.
But I'm saying to you, if the sword is sharp on the other side, then it must also cut on the other side.
No, Kelly was a girlfriend and Mandisa was the wife.
How long did they date and how long were they staying together? Same law.
But it's not the same law. There was no intention from there's no lobola.
You don't even need intention. You need to stay with that man for that much.
But that's not the law in South Africa. In South Africa, you have to pay lobola.
Yeah, people can even claim, though, in South Africa I was there, I was staying with this man, I was doing everything. They claim.
No, they don't. They don't unless if the family of the man agrees that is the case. But if they are fighting with you, you will be kicked out. Will you live with nothing?
But okay, I'm gonna dwell on Mapopola.
With DJ somebody's girlfriend, long-time girlfriend, that happened to her. The family of DJ somebody kicked her out, and yeah. I'm
gonna stick with Mapopola's theory. Mapopola's theory is simple.
No, Mapopola's theory is nothing to go by. It still needs to be proven. It's an allegation.
You see? Hey. Okay.
It's an allegation that we don't have proof of. Even Tumelo denied it in court. So, what are we supposed to do with Mapopola's theory?
Do you remember Mandisa talking about this tape and whatnot? That was there no clip where...
But there was no intention still. There was no lobola that took place. Let's move on.
All right.
Ngome Zulu came back. Okay, he came into the court. And the court proceedings began. So Sibanda was on the swim swap that was done on Meyiwa's phone a day after he was killed. Evidence in this court is that the Nokia phone, where the new SIM card was inserted in, at some stage a phone number that was linked to David Matebula was once inserted into that IMEI number, that Nokia phone. And they asked Vythilingam if she had a comment, and she said yes. And Sibanda asked, can you place that number on record? And Vythilingam mentioned the number ending with 03899. It's 0721493899. So Sibanda asked her, are you able to tell the court when did the phone number associated with Matebula and the device were used together? And Vythilingam said that she doesn't have the data available for the number ending with 3899. And Sibanda asked her, are you able to tell the number in the Nokia device? And Vythilingam said that she could confirm the IMEIs were related and used. So Sibanda asked her, since we have established that the number belongs to Matebula, did that number at any stage have any contact with any other number associated with Kelly Khumalo? And Vythilingam said yes. You will find that on the 27th of October 2014 at 7:32, the number ending with 3899 called the number ending with 4358, which was on a voicemail. So Vythilingam said that that duration lasted for 6 seconds. So if you move on, still on the 27th of October at 16:08, the number ending with 3899 called the number ending with 4358, which was on voicemail, and it lasted 7 seconds. Thereafter, at 17:15, another call was made from the number ending with 3899 to the number ending 4358, which was still on voicemail, lasting for 4 seconds. And about 17:22, a similar activity took place and lasted 14 seconds. Thereafter, seconds later, 3899 called 4358, which was still on voicemail, lasting for 7 seconds. And at 19:10, 3899 called 4358, which remained on voicemail and lasted for 17 seconds. Vythilingam says that there were two activities at 21:25 and 21:52. 3899 called 4358, which was still on voicemail, lasting 6 and 7 seconds respectively. So Sibanda asked if she had a comment regarding the seconds that were accumulated as an attempt to call that phone number. And Vythilingam said that from looking at the duration of those calls, it looks like voicemail messages were left. So Sibanda then said how many call forwards, and Vythilingam said it was 8 calls that were made. So Sibanda asked regarding the number ending with 3899. He just wanted to clear if she has confirmed the source of that phone number, and Vythilingam that said that she has. And they moved now to Kelly's number associated with Kelly Khumalo, ending with 42498. Canal Steyn testified that that was the runaway phone. Sorry guys. So remember, there was a testimony about a phone that was taken and it was switched off at Foslera's hostel. So this is the runaway phone that they're talking about. I remember Canal Steyn was talking about it.
So this was the runaway phone?
Yes. They now, Sibanda is now reintroducing the runaway phone. The number ended with 2498.
Is it still regarded as a runaway phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of still is. So Sibanda asked him, are you able to tell the towers where this phone peaked on evening of the 26th of October 2014? And Vythilingam said that on that evening, on the 26th of October 2014, at 17:16, the tower was Park Air. It was picked up. 2 seconds later, it was still the same tower of Park Air. Then GPRS data at 17:26, he said they got Sprayed View. At 18:05, they got Undefined. At 19:16, they got Sprayed View. And at 21:52, they got Muleleki. She was sounding rather sick here, and Sibanda even asked if she was fine, and she said yes. Sibanda then said on the aspect of towers, there's the phone of the deceased around 1915, number ending with 551 also showed the tower location of Sprayed View around that period. And Vythilingam said yes, from around 1755 on the 26th of October, it shows Sprayed View until 21:45. And Sibanda asked her, does the number associated with Kelly Khumalo ending with 4358 at around that time pick up a location at Sprayed View? And Vythilingam said that that cell phone was from 1407 and was on voicemail, and there were no towers picked up. So for the 26th and going through to the 27th, there were no towers that were picked up. And Sibanda said that the number associated with the deceased, Senzo Meyiwa, on the dates, can they be placed from 1900 hours until the following day, where they found the tower location of Sprayed View? And Vythilingam said that it's from 1755 at 1900 hours. There is 1851 still at Sprayed View, followed right until 21:45. So Sibanda then said or asked, when does that phone belonging to Senzo change to Foslorus Clinics? And Vythilingam said that it changed at 21:55. This is like 5 minutes to 10 on the 26th of October 2014. So here we kind of get a sense to get that the state is trying to prove that Senzo's phone moved to the hospital. So it means somebody had it.
Okay.
According to this tower movement.
All right.
Because it moved from Spreadview. The one of Kelly, the runaway phone, read Spreadview, all the way up until it was switched off at around 21:45. And then the one of Senzo read Spreadview, up until the time 21:55, where it now read Foslorus Clinics. So I remember Miss Popola testifying that when they came back, she found Senzo's phone somewhere next to her stove. But now, also, the signal is the tower is being picked up at the hospital.
Wait, didn't they testify about the very same phone calling them and asking them for money, something like that?
It happened the day after the incident, I think the 27th or the 28th, somewhere there.
So it was switched off and it was switched on. Does it show that?
I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know whether it was switched on and off, but what we, for now, on the 26th, can pick up is that the phone did go to the hospital.
The very same phone?
Yes, Senzo's phone.
No, I'm interested on the so-called runaway phone.
Oh, the runaway phone switched off at the hostel at around 21:45.
At the hostel? Okay, and that's it. That's the end of it.
It read Spreadview, not specifically. I don't know what the tower for the Foslorus hostel is. Read Spreadview, the tower. Read Spreadview.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. So there was no altercation of towers. It just said Spreadview up until it switched off.
The very same phone that Kelly was fighting to charge with Dumelo. Oh, against Dumelo's phone? I mean, against this Ntogo's phone?
I don't know at this point, because the people from the house only testified about Kelly's one phone. And then there's a runaway phone now. Where was that other phone? I don't know. I don't know. What I heard the people in the house speak when it came to Kelly, it's almost as if they saw one phone. Right?
Now here's another question. Out of these phones, accused number 3's phone was available up until 2014, right?
Yes.
Does it reach the same tower at the same time as the so-called runaway phone?
No, it's in Joburg. It's in Joburg, CBD. It switches off at 8:30. Then it switches on in the morning the following day. It's still in Joburg. And you heard what the judge said. The judge said just because the phone was there does not mean the person was there. But in Tanzi's case, it means as his tower of his phone is reading the tower of the police station.
It means
Ntanzi was there with the phone. But with accused number 3, it does not mean that he was there with his phone. The placement of the device does not mean that the person or the owner of the device is with the device. It's like that in that court.
It is not clear.
So even now, bayasifundela ngabo Kelly and Senzo's phone, but because it can also be like interpreted in a different manner to say, because the phone was there does not mean that Kelly was there. Because the phone was there, it does not mean, it can.
It interchanges.
So we are waiting to see after the cross-examination how this one is.
Is it going to be swayed to suit the state?
Yeah. We are waiting. You know, everything unfolds after the cross-examination. Right now, what Mr. Vythilingam is doing is pretty much boring, but it's gonna be interesting at cross-examination.
Yeah, that is true. Because no one is interrupting this part.
Nah.
Everything is smoothly moving to a
It's
direction.
just her
Yes.
and being sick. That's it. But even her testimony examination in chief is going, one would say, smooth. Even Sibanda, it's not getting disrupted or anything. It's tra-la-la-la, you know. And the plan here, in my opinion, I feel like the aim is to stretch. That's why it was given to Sibanda. I'm thinking, in my opinion, they're buying time. Time for what? I don't know. But you can tell even how it was Thursday.
But it seems as if, as much as they are buying time, they're also trying to corroborate the story, in my opinion. The story of a cell phone. Because basically, nothing has put these guys in that house. Nothing.
Well, Sibanda asked regarding Senzo's phone if it eventually changed to View Tower after the clinic's one, the one from the hospital, the tower from the hospital. And Vythilingam said no. This is interesting. So what iPhone did was picked up near the stove that Miss Popola was talking about after they came back.
Because it never went back to the house. Well, I heard that too, and I was asking myself that question, because it never went back to the house. Then what cell phone did you pick?
There was also testimony. I don't remember whether it came from a statement or what, but there was mention of somebody who was given Senzo's phone just before they left for the hospital. Do you recall that?
Who did they say?
They said that they gave it to somebody. There was a statement. Was it? I don't remember. The lady who was talking about Kelly's mother saying that they saw a guy with a hat. They always see that guy with the hat. Somewhere in that statement, there was also inclusion of Senzo's phone was given to her daughter or something like that. Her daughter or her niece. I can't quite recall exactly.
I think I remember something like that, but isn't it talking about when they came to fetch?
To fetch?
The Senzo stuff.
No, it was talking about the night of the 26th. I don't know if you guys can remember or recall that. And I was thinking to myself, Senzo's phone has a lot of
movement that is not explained, and this is not aligning, and it's on the record.
Why? Why is Senzo's phone all over the place? What's the deal with Senzo's phone?
We will take the GPRS, the towers. I think I would take that theory.
Okay. So,
but noting that there are other theories about this cell phone.
The swim swaps and stuff.
It was under the sofa and whatnot.
Close to the stove.
Close to the stove.
It was the most valuable phone in that house during
which
that
Which would say that if it was under the stove, they were fighting under the stove.
And it was the most valuable phone, but yet it was not taken if this was a so-called robbery or whatever.
Yes, it was.
But that phone was the most expensive phone at that time, and it was not taken.
That is, if you remember, there are two theories here. There's a robbery gone wrong.
And then there's a hit.
And there's a hit. So it depends on which theory you want to
So in that hit, they decided, let's take Kelly's phone and Kelly's phone
as
alone.
A disguise. I mean, that's what they want to say. And the robbery gone wrong, then that's where you can raise this question. This is how unfair this case is. You don't know what you're facing. And you don't know what question you should ask on what basis.
Hey. Well, Sibanda then said on the 27th of October, when does it pick up a signal again? We're still on Senzo's phone. And Vythilingam said that at 3:20 in the morning, it picks up the Vosloorus square. So thereafter, it's undefined until 8:59 in the morning. Wow. So Vosloorus square, that's like the entrance there at Vosloorus.
Yes, yes.
And then it becomes undefined until 8:59 in the morning. Well, Sibanda then said, and the last time it picked up Vosloorus clinics, and Vythilingam said that it was at that time at night at 22:29 on the 26th of October 2014. So Sibanda now proceeded to another exhibit of the accused. Now, remember that on Tuesday when we parted ways, Sibanda was entering this part of the exhibit, and then today in the morning he went back to Kelly and Senzo's phones, and somehow he made his way back to the accused now. And the records, we obviously know most of them picked up from 2018, except for accused number 3's phone, which he obviously had with the other case that he's currently serving time for. So Sibanda then said on Tuesday, when we adjourned, you were busy placing the IMEI numbers on record. He then told her to proceed from number 7, and Vythilingam placed the 7 numbers on record. She confirmed that the document was also signed by the public prosecutor. And I'm thinking, which public prosecutor is she talking about that signed that? Who do you think it could be? Because the public prosecutor was not mentioned. Maybe it's Baloine. And then on the 27th of May 2021, so this was signed by the public prosecutor on the 27th of May 2029, and it was also signed by the magistrate.
2021.
2021.
Yes.
No mention of which magistrate it is either. So on where it was issued, Vythilingam said that the stamp was not clear on the copy that she had. She asked for a moment.
The stamps always not clear most of the time.
They are not.
There's a commission stamp, not clear. Nothing is clear.
Nothing is clear. Stamps are not clear. Go busy, man, in the paperwork side. Nothing is clear. The commission statements, stamps are not clear. It's not clear whether it's Johan, it's Johannes, or Johannesburg, you know.
Yeah.
Remember with Mgomezulu's, what he raised. Sibanda, was it Sibanda who said it's John? No, it was the witness. It was Buthelezi. Buthelezi said it's John. Then the judge comes in and says it's Johannes. And then Baloyi is like, it's Johannesburg. So we never knew who signed that. We don't know whether it's John, Johan, or Johannesburg. We don't know. But there was also a mention of a John. But the John has no false number. Okay. There's no false number. This is the police, the specific police officer who commissioned. There's no such.
And that thing was read on record in any case.
No, the judge fought to have it read on record. Yeah. Let us put it like it is.
Hey,
he
fought.
He fought Mgomezulu to have it put on record with its missing information. And he couldn't
justify it because there was no commission.
So,
Rob versus Hepworth.
And he fought and Mgomezulu said collude, and then he lost his mind. Oh, he lost it. He was like, how can you say collude? You are accusing me of a wrong thing that I will be I don't speak to this gentleman here. Do you believe he doesn't speak? I don't know if I believe he doesn't speak to that.
I don't know, man. He seems to be finishing some of the things.
Yes.
I just don't know.
They think too much alike.
They just think
it's too coincident. Yeah. I don't believe in coincidences anymore in 2024.
No, look, it is. Let us say they speak the same language most of the time with these people who come to testify. I'm gonna put it like that. In my opinion, there's a bit of I don't know, like protection. He knows where he's supposed to get in and fight for them. Like that's my opinion.
Okay. Well, Vythilingam asked for a moment to retrieve that statement, and Sibanda directed him to where it was on the document, above the signature of the magistrate. And Vythilingam it said that my comment is that the call data and profiles have been supplied as requested. Data has not been attached nor added as an annexure to this manual statement due to the data being voluminous. The cases has to be registered into smaller or shorter periods, close quote. So she placed the number 0713953801 on record, and Sibanda asked, this is an extract from Lieutenant Gouws. Are you able to locate the number on that extract? And Vythilingam said yes. It's actually the last highlighted portion. The last number reflects the name Thokoziseni Zipozonke Mapisa. And Sibanda asked, do you have a case ID with data associated with this number? And Vythilingam said yes. She even had the reference number of 1005138. And Sibanda asked, are you able to show the court the data you uploaded from the NEMO system at this stage? And Vythilingam said, let me look. After long moments of waiting, she said that she doesn't have the data available and will have to search. She mentioned numbers associated with the accused. And Vythilingam said the number ending with 6890 is under Bongani Ntanzi. The one ending with 48460 is also Bongani Ntanzi. 6749 Muzisbia. 137 is Muzisbia. 3220 is Mtobisi Mncube. And there was a break that they had to take because now she asked for a 5-minute break.
If you ask me, we are getting into the
because she started to
of
cough.
Stain and Gouws. So anything that she says might throw these people off. So yeah, I think we are going to now. This is where, in my opinion, the aligning is going to happen. Do expect a bit of collaboration. In my opinion, my view.
She had already started because now she's been asked to compare and contrast between Stain and Gouws, which is tricky, but it seems like she doesn't have a problem doing it.
Yes. So we have to wait and be alert to point the differences.
Well, after that short break, Vythilingam said that she was unable to proceed. She was coughing consistently and was very much unwell. So the matter had to be postponed to Tuesday, which is today, to allow her time to recover. And the state said that they're at the beginning of the end of his case. Possibly by the beginning of next term, they will be done with all the witnesses. And I'm like, hi, Bo, you still have people from the house that you haven't called. You haven't called people from the house.
Why they did not prepare another
witness? Maybe, but still, we are shorter. We are shorter state. People from the house haven't been called, all of them. It seems like you're only planning to call one and put them in the stand for 2 weeks.
The best option is to call all these witnesses that were in the house by the defense. What can they do?
What can they do? Because that's where the meat of the case is. It's not with all these police officers, gazillion, trillion, God, those who worked on 2018, those who were working in 2020. Those people came very late to this mess. The beginning, the people who were inside the house are the most crucial for this case. So to see the state is not interested, even the people from the community, the Mapiri, and even the one that Mshololo's statement was using, there was so much facts in that one.
Facts. Allegedly.
Alleged facts, especially about the whole screaming. There was a man with dreadlocks. A man. Do you remember that statement? I felt that one. That one I felt it. It's the one that told us about Mapiri cleaning. Mapiri, why are you holding the mop? Why are you mopping the floor? I asked her, why is she mopping the floor? And she was like, people must not see that the people were drinking or something like that. Do you remember that statement?
I do.
I need the person of that statement
and Mapiri after
and
that.
Mapiri as well to sit on the stand and tell us what was happening. And the uncle, the so-called uncle that was called.
Yeah. No, guys. Please like the video, subscribe, and yeah, Emily, you are right. Cohabiting so far in South Africa, we are safe.
Yes, cohabiting is safe. It's just the intention to marry. And by the way, there's a law now. So you guys, if you paid lobola in the past for somebody, you paid each other lobolas, please make sure you go get a divorce. You must get a divorce now, because if you don't get a divorce...
How are you? What divorce is going to be that one? What are you going to say?
You have to file a divorce like you file for a civil marriage. So if you had lobola things going on and you were playing the poor girl and you were like, I'm going to marry you, or things did not go well, you ended up breaking up and you just walked away, you have to go and finalize that thing on paper. Otherwise, what's going to happen is, should anything happen in your future and you decide to go and marry another woman, you are going to be told you are married at the Home Affairs.
The hell? Yeah.
And besides that, while you are thinking, oh, we are moving on with our life, everything is sweet, and then something happens, they can claim your estate. They can come back from wherever they were hiding all these years and come and claim and fight the person you say you are married to now. And they will, by the law, they'll be recognized because they were your first wife or your first husband. So please, go fix it. Go fix it. If you paid lobola or lobola was paid for you in the past, go check it out.
But these people can even change damages, most. What if you go and pay damages and then they take that as
damages?
No, they can do that. You know that they can.
Oh, and they claim that it's lobola.
Yes.
While you went to
Malaysia. Hey, Mary's laughing. I mean, we're under search here. No, guys. Yeah, this is personal.
Just go check it out, just to be safe. Get your divorce and move on with your life.
So, if I paid damages,
if the family says you were there for lobola, you are married. And if there are pictures to prove that such negotiations took place and there was a celebration, it's a marriage.
Okay, guys, you heard. Now I fought for you. Now I'm fighting for you because those things are not fair. Look, they are celebrating Bo Emil here. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for being with us. We enjoy this conversation, even though sometimes
it took me back to the time when we used to review. Yeah, like when we used to review these issues would kind of pop in. They popped in today.
They become personal. No, guys, please like the video. Tell us what you think. What you know. Hey, this thing of paying damages must stop. Hey, tell us what you think and what
it must be accompanied with lobola.
But that thing can be confused on purpose by.
Then it's your own funeral.
Yeah, guys, it's a bye from us. Subscribe, like the video. Emma is enjoying too much of this thing. It's not fair. Bye, you.